Number 14, acceptance. There will be times where my laptop would be there due to power outage, or I won't have data to go online to use certain tools or to verify points that I read, and it will be frustrating. But rather than allow it to get to me and stress me out, I analyze the situation and utilize the time for the next important thing that I have to do for that day. Whatever comes your way, accept it and do not complain. Your mind becomes very negative when you start to look for things to complain about. Accept things the way they are. If it's something you genuinely cannot change, then don't bother. One beautiful thing about life is the way it dishes out uncertainty, and the best thing you can do for yourself is to learn how to accommodate these uncertainties. Alon's razor. Don't attribute to malice something that can be explained by stupidity. This is one of those ways of thinking that can save you from building up negative emotions in your mind and body. Rather than think that people are out to get you, or to think that every bad thing that happens to you was carefully planned by someone, just assume that it was probably a stupid mistake and don't think much into it. A lot of people are too busy dealing with their own problems to start maliciously planning something against you. Except maybe you owe a drug lord some money. But then again, I doubt you do. So stop thinking someone is always out to get you and start thinking in a positive way. This will save you a lot of energy. You may be wondering how this will help you maximize your focus. Well, have you ever tried to focus on something when your emotional state is unstable? If you have, you'll know that it's very hard and unpleasant. So always remember this when you're about to get angry. So actionable steps. So instead of reacting to things that you didn't expect with a complaining attitude, take a full deep breath, or two self for that matter. Think about how the current situation affects you. Is it something you can change, or is it something that is way out of your control? If it's something you can change, take some time to think about the things you can do to change them and then move into action. If it's something that's out of your control, then let it go. It will save you a lot of energy not to think about it or complain about it. Just accept it. So one of the things was, let's say my laptop going off, or I won't have data to go online to check certain things, and then for the first time my laptop going off, usually that's what I use to edit my card drawings or card designs, and then if it goes off, then I assume okay, I can't do anything about it, so I have to move to the next step or move to something else, which is reading my lecture notes. And then for example, maybe if I didn't have data to go online to check certain things, instead of going online to check about what a certain term means or a certain concept means, I'll just leave it and then maybe postpone it till later, and then keep on writing what I need to write, or keep on reading what I need to read. And then until when I get data, then I go online and check it. You don't need to get angry about it, you don't need to complain about it. Because the more you complain, the more you get angry about it, the more energy you use up, the more negative you become, and the less motivated you are to do the task you need to do. So a very positive mindset to have is, whatever happens in your life is your fault. This may seem extreme, but if you think about it, almost everything that happens in your life is your fault. When you have this kind of mindset, you tend to improve yourself more, you tend to blame people less, you tend to complain less. All these play a part in making yourself a better you. An example of this situation would be, let's say you're driving on a road commuting to wherever, maybe work or school, and then a car just overtakes you recklessly. And if you weren't quick enough to get out of the way, they would have bumped into you. And usually right after that situation, the normal thing to do would be to get angry, thinking that they wanted to put you in harm's way, or they wanted to even kill yourself. When something like that happens, when you think like that, you start to build up a lot of negative energy in your mind. And believe it or not, this takes energy. It takes up a lot of mental energy to be angry. And you don't want to be that kind of person that easily gets angry in situations like this. So one thing you can always do when unseen circumstances like this happen is to just assume that it was a stupid mistake. Just come up with a funny story in your head to why they would drive like that. Like maybe the driver is pressed. The driver wants to go to the toilet or something, so that's why he has to drive quickly to get home to do so. And then when you assume a story like that, you notice that almost instantly you're smiling or even laughing. So you see that assuming something like that would be way better than assuming that they wanted to hit you out of the way, which will probably get you in a mood so angry that you start cursing the person, start swearing at the person, and you don't want that. You don't really want to get in that mood, especially when you have a problem of yours that you need your focus for. You have something that you want to focus on.